another one coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. It's the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. As you see right here. John Moxley probably just started the week and feel up there what's going on. Blood and gut law. So we go and leave. We kept moving in with them the same, but they ain't tag team matches. That's the best friends. And Blackpool Combat Club. We grouped from last week. We'll talk about it coming up. To the International Championship is online. Orange Cassidy set to defend against AR Fox. Orange Cassidy and AR Fox looking to set a defend. We'll talk about it. Plus two. Darby Allin versus Serge Strickland as well. And Darby getting a measure of revenge from Swerve after what Swerve did to Darby's protege Nick Wayne last week. Plus two, we'll hear from Adam Cole and MJF about their upcoming title match for the tag team titles against FTR. We'll talk about it as well. Other Britt Baker is in action against Ty Blackman. What Ty had called Britt Baker out last week. Now she needs her one-on-one to get the job done, but we'll talk about that too. And Pac versus Gravity. The first match of the night. We're going to kick things out. The Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Ring Report in the start right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. Against the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. I'm your host, as always, Ken Detail. Join in the conversation. Use the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe and spin. Tell a friend. Hit the subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right. Let's get things started right now. Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. All right. We kick things off with this. Orange Cassidy, the AEW International Champion, opens Dynamite with a championship match. You know that Orange Cassidy defended the championship against AR Fox. No. What is it against AR Fox? Yep. Well, it's defending against AR Fox. AR Fox looking forward and stuff to get an opportunity. Even look for AR Fox to be plastered all over this tonight on Dynamite. Tell Darby Allin said it went for AR Fox. Take him in, he wouldn't know what to do. There won't be no Darby Allin. Darby Allin, AR Fox. We're gonna see that a little bit later on what's going on with that. But like we said, we kick things off with MJF set Orange Cassidy set to defend the international championship against AR Fox. Well, you saw right here, AR Fox lost the match to Orange Cassidy with an inside cradle. Darby Allin and AR Fox still having their problems, but at the end, Orange Cassidy dealing with John Moxley from a sneak attack. Could this be the last? But we'll have to wait and see on what's going on with that. The upcoming dates stuff. Plus two, Chris Jericho and Don Callis continue to flirt around with each other about Jericho's decision. Jericho hasn't made a decision yet. What's going on? Because Don Callis' meeting go more crazier than before. Callis had pushed out that Jericho and him could be the Bobby Heenan and Nick Baldwinkel of the now. Um, a little bit of possibility. Things like that. New FTW champion Jack Perry had called out Taz and called out ECW legends, saying the title wasn't nothing but created by a bunch of scumbags from secondary promotion, which is actually talking about ECW. But Jerry Leo came out there to stand the honor of ECW and his ECW former wrestlers. Well, you see right here, Jungle Boy Jack Perry,
Even got even Jared Lynn wild up and mad. And we know next week Jared Peck, Jack, what's his name? Jared Lynn will get an opportunity at Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Yes, for the FGW Championship. Jungle Boy Jack Perry smelling himself and smelling his cockiness as he like to say, go. Or it could be a possibility. Um, what's going on between Jack Perry and Jerry Lynn. The next match was Pac versus Gravity. We know Pac returned at Blood and Guts last week. He even walked out on his own tag team partners. Well, Pac really did the number on Gravity. Even choked out Gravity. You see right here, Gravity didn't even have no choice but to tap. Till Gravity said, I can't do it, I can't do it. And it ended up being like that with Pac winning over Gravity. Is there tension between Adam Cole and Roger Strong over on MJL at the we told you last week? Cole and Strong not seeing eye to eye no more. Even MJF not seeing eye to eye with Roger Strong as well. So there's a lot of playable factors in this match. Even Adam Cole trying to keep the peace between MJF himself and Adam Cole. Three men has you know, grown, working hard, and now MJF and Adam Cole have an opportunity to wrestle away the World Tag Team titles from FTR. They could do so this is coming up this weekend on Collision. So look out for that. Speaking of that, was Darby Allin versus Swerve Strickland. Darby Allin taking on Swerve Strickland. Darby and Swerve had their match. We know they don't see eye to eye. That's what Swerve did last week. Won the match over Nick Wayne, taking liberties off his own might to make Nick Wayne um earn his first victory over Strange Swerve Strickland. Darby Allin took on Strickland tonight. Well, was that Darby Allin said it himself that it wasn't for AR Fox that there wouldn't be no Darby Allin. So there was a telling indication right there. Well, we got indication out there at the match. Darby lost match to Swerve, but Swerve did something as this. AR Fox came out of nowhere and attacked Darby Allin and showed his true allegiance. You see right here. This was AR Fox earlier with Orange Cassidy and stuff. Clothesline Orange Cassidy, but he has now joined Swerve Strickland as a member of the Emerald Ambassador Swerve's stable. No Swerve and AR Fox no strange to each other. They both were in Lucha Underground. You watch it way back, almost 10 years ago. So they haven't lost touch with each other. But the two men will be coming for two um be joining together, joining forces. Okay. Speaking of that, Chris Jericho getting duped like he did last week. All his Jericho Appreciation Society members are trying to dupe him and go on their separate ways. Everyone. So Jericho really on his own, like a land of misfit toys. That's one thing about Jericho. Jericho will have to scratch and claw his way, but one thing about Jericho, will he work alongside Don Callis? That is the question. So we have to wait and see on that one. Featuring also from this past week on Collision, Dr. Britt Baker taking up Tyler Vacker. Ty Black was the one that issued a challenge from Dr. Britt Baker. Britt Baker saying that she's the woman from the AEW Women's Division. She ain't gonna let nobody hold her division down because she doesn't have a title. Well, Britt Baker even applied the lockjaw onto Taya to get the win. Taya really didn't have no chance. So, you know, time would tell on that. But a Ty Valkyrie put up an effort, but it wasn't big enough. It was tonight. Well, we know AEW will be celebrating its 200 episode. It's Chris Jericho and Tanesha. Take some time about as they're going to see it. We know that Garcia and Guevara walked out on Jericho, and Jericho looking to get his retribution next week. So, will Jericho do so? Only time will tell on that. Plus, two next week, a triple threat match. Anything goes. John Moxley, Trent Barrera, and Penta Zero No Fear next week. Triple threat match. But the main event was their tag teams from those three men's tag team from each division. Is see Moxley team up with Claudio as the Lucha Brothers take on the Lucha Brothers and the Best Friends. This match right here, meaning the world triple threat tag team match, triple threat affair. I told you come next week we got a triple threat match. Well, match went easy and fairly, but at the end, Orange Cassidy made a point over Moxley. Moxley made a point over Orange Cassidy trying to even the odds. So I don't know what's going on with Moxley and Orange Cassidy coming up. The time will tell on that one and how that's going to play out eventually. Moxley, Orange Cassidy, may be competing for the international championship going down the road. All right, that ends the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. We move forward to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we're talking about this. The ratings right here, Brandon Thurston put up the daily ratings that wrestling from last week was number one. Raw was number one. TV, Dynamite, FS1, Collision. Everyone was in the top five or number one. So congratulations to those shows. Kudos to them from this past weekend. Wrestling is going to continue to grow and flourish. I'll tell you that right now. Speaking of that, another thing, Bobby Lashley and Batista. You know, they fought before way back in late 2006, but we could have happened like nearly 18 years later. Lashley and Batista. Probably Lashley wants to get his hands on Batista. We heard rumors that Batista not working out like he used to, so although Tyson what's his name? Tyson Kidd had said that's Batista's trainer. So Batista gonna have to get back in shape, get in physical condition, just like how Bobby Lashley is. Only time will tell on that. I think that's it. That's gonna do it for the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. We're gonna leave you with this: John Moxley, the beating up Orange Cassidy, and they could have split like feud between the two men down the road. Cassidy and Moxley, either holding a little help they out each other for the international championship. Only time will tell. All right, that's gonna do it for the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. I've been your host, Kendrick Dixon. So long. Thank you for watching Pro Wrestling Show. We'll see you this Friday. SmackDown Report and Collision for Saturday. See you then.